Hi YouTube, I'm back with part 2 on how to color a face, except this time we're not doing a face, we're doing the eyes. And I'm finally out of that white room. I'm not going insane. Alright, so let's get into it. Drawing Tanjiro's eyes. In the sketch I used, I actually made his eyes really big. I mean, considering it's supposed to be a more semi-realistic, realistic sketch, they're really large. But I felt that also had to kind of do with his character, having large eyes, because every time I drew him with smaller eyes, it just didn't look right. In digital, the first part I start with eyes is the eyeballs, except they don't make them white, I make them gray. Because if you make them white, it'll give that really weird glowy effect, and it won't look like it's actually part of his face. It looks like it's some supernatural thing. Then I go on to the highlights and make those like little squares, because the eye is round, not oval shaped. It just appears that way because of the eyelids. Then I proceed to blur out the inner edges. Next, I create a new layer on top and clip it to the layer below and create the actual eye. I use a dark base color for this, same as the skin. Now here I could have probably made the pupils black, but I chose them to make them white instead, because it's just how his eyes look in the anime, and I just also feel that's another important part of his character, that they're white. I go back down to the base layer with the whites of the eyes and add the black outline. I add the lighter color at the bottom of the eye, and I put it around the center in kind of like a flame-like manner, and then I use the blending tool to make like this little circle, and then push the darker color back in, creating these two like little lines and a curve in between them. The next part is pretty easy because I already have the eyelids. I just add the eyelashes. I just draw one line with the color of his hair and two separated lines for the bottom part because I don't want it to be as strong as the top. I also end up adding a few eyelashes because I thought it looked a little more realistic and more interesting than just leaving it on its own. Now this part is optional, but I make this, it's like a little pink area in the corner of your eye. I just extend the eyelashes a little bit and blend it into the area where it's supposed to be like a little more pinkish. Now I'm drawing the eyebrows because it looks a little feminine, to be honest, and the eyebrows make it look a little more masculine, especially because they're a little thick. And I think what makes them look good is partially because I add like these few strands of hair in front that give it that more real-like look, but not too real that I don't have to like spend 3 hours trying to get every single hair. It's just real enough, semi-realistic, I suppose. Next, I make a new layer on top of the whites of the eyes, and I basically just color that gray on the top and the bottom, so it gives it the effect that the light is actually above him and it's not hitting part of it. It's only hitting the middle, which sticks out. Next is my favorite part, adding the highlights. So I take the base color of the eyes and make it a lot lighter to like a purplish pink, and then put it on one part of the eyes. And then I make another highlight, which is like a little jagged line, which is an even lighter pink. And then I try to blend that a little bit to get these almost like eyelash shadows covering the highlight. And that's it. That's all there really is to it when I make the eyes. Nothing too fancy, but it does the job and it looks great. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.